Hello, my dearest confidants. I want to give you guys an update on Miss Penny. She passed away peacefully earlier this week due to old age. And so we got almost another year of life out of her after opting for the implant that stopped her from laying eggs for a while. The implant only stopped her from laying eggs for about a month, which it could last up to 8 months depending on the breed, their age, and their size. But we only got a month reprieve. It was enough time for her to go through her molt. But something that I learned during this time was that when ducks molt, their cells that are in the reproductive tract also shed. It's kind of like having a period for us. And so he was able to give her whatever her body needed, a rest and reset. It was able to give her body time to heal from the partial prolapse that she had, so she wasn't pushing hard anymore. So her prolapse was able to resolve itself and be back into her body cavity the way it should be. She shed the lining of her reproductive tract, and when she started laying eggs again after her molt was complete, she was laying still big eggs compared to my other girls, but she was also the biggest girl I had. But they were smaller, they were more narrow, so she didn't end up having problems pushing them out. And so the prolapse never reoccurred. And so she, about a month and a half ago, started losing weight and losing some of her energy levels. No other signs, symptoms, no injuries, no nothing. And so the vet had originally told us that she was 4 or 5, but I ended up not continuing on with that vet because he wanted me to bring her in every time she was egg bound, and it was happening every day. Like, I'm not spending $50 every day and driving an hour away to come so you can take this egg out. So that's when I learned how to do it myself, and I made those videos for you guys. And so she was very beneficial in that way. She was such a trooper. She was such a strong duck. She was such a sweet girl. And she'll definitely truly be missed here. And I want to give you guys an update that yes, she did pass away, but it was not due to complications of being egg bound. And so for those of you that are contemplating the implant, yes, it is an expensive shot. But what would you do in any other situation? And it depends on your circumstances, right? For us, she was a member of our family, so there was no question as to whether we were going to try to prolong her life in a way that she didn't have to suffer. And so the implant, I noticed maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days later, she had stopped laying eggs. So the implant worked pretty quickly. And then she didn't lay for like a month and a half. It was long enough to give her body a good reset. So anyways, there's hope out there for you if you are contemplating that type of stuff. I do believe that Penny was probably closer to 7 or 8 based on her body condition and the wear and tear on her. And you can't tell in domestic ducks how old they are after, in between the ages of maturity, which is 8 weeks, to the age of 5. That's when you start to notice different things in their body starting to look a little bit more worn and have a little bit more wear and tear. So her bill, the top of her bill had some discoloration, like scarring on the top. I'll have to see if I can find a good picture. And then her webbing on her toes was pulled back like halfway. So she had worn her feet down. And she came from a very dire situation. We only ended up having her for 2 years. So I have no idea what her history was, what she was exposed to, what she endured. But looking at her feet compared to other ducks that I have, all the rest of my girls are less than 5 years of age. The ones that I can age, I know for a fact how old they are, right? The ones that were either born here or we got from Tractor Supply. So I mean, my guess is that she was probably 7 or 8, possibly older. So you can have a long life with your duckies. It just depends on if you want to invest in the time and the effort that it takes. And there was definitely some times where we had a hard day. I mean, there was many times where I'm like, should I safely euthanize her? And it was more based on my discomfort than hers. because I didn't know what to do or how to proceed. So, but luckily I learned about the shot and we were able to go from there, the implant, and we were able to go from there. So anyways, I love you, my dearest confidants. Until next time.